2024-25 has brought us a full set of 3 knockout phase playoff rounds for the first time. 8 qualifiers through from each. It's back to standard knockout football from now on. This is your guide to the stadiums hosting first and second legs in the round of 16 of this year's UEFA Champions League, UEFA Europa League and UEFA Conference League. Paris Saint-Germain hosts Liverpool in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at Parc des Princes. Holding 47,929, it's the third iteration of a football ground that has existed on the site. The original Stade Velodrome au Parc des Princes was in use from 1897 to 1932, a later Parc des Princes from 1932 and 1972, and this current iteration first came to be nearly 53 years ago. Club Brugge host Aston Villa in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Jan Breydel Stadion. Able to hold 29,062, the ground in St Andrews underwent a notable renovation in the late 1990s in preparation for UEFA Euro 2000, where Belgium were co-hosts alongside the Netherlands. Real Madrid host Atlético de Madrid in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. Its present capacity of 78,297 comes following its most recent renovation work, converting both the interior and exterior over a period between 2019 and 2024. PSV host Arsenal in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Philips Stadion. The 35,119 capacity stadium has gained major pedigree from hosting 3 group stage games at UEFA Euro 2000, as well as holding the 2006 UEFA Cup final between Sevilla and Middlesbrough. Benfica host FC Barcelona in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Estadio da Luz. Holding 64,642, its European club experience has been enhanced by the 2014 UEFA Champions League final between Real Madrid and Atlético de Madrid and the 2020 UEFA Champions League final between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. Borussia Dortmund hosts Lille OSC in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Westfalenstadion. 81,365 can fit into Germany's largest stadium. Originally built for the 1974 FIFA World Cup that West Germany hosted, and to be a successor to Bethal Bay's Stadion Roter Erde. Bayern Munich hosts Bayer 04 Leverkusen in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Allianz Arena. 75,024 at maximum. It was built in the early 2000s to give Bayern a permanent home from the Olympiastadion, used by Bayern and city rivals 1860 between 1972 and 2005. Feyenoord host Inter in the first leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at De Kuip. Regulated at 47,500 at current, Stadion Feyenoord was used for 5 games at UEFA Euro 2000, including the tournament final where France beat Italy 2-1 in golden goal extra time. Victoria Pilsen hosts Lazio in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Dusan Arena. The 11,700 capacity stadium dates back to 1955, originally built for a regional gymnastics event. It has taken its current look following a 2011 reconstruction. Bodo Glimt host Olympiacos in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at Asmira Stadion. 8,270 is the present capacity of this Arctic Circle stadium, a ground that has grown significantly to handle Bodo Glimt's progression into a regular European competitor. Recent work includes the construction of a new west stand and a new northern seating area. Ajax host Eintracht Frankfurt in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Johan Cruyff Arena, the Netherlands' largest football stadium, holding 55,865. It opened in 1996, giving Ajax a successor to their previous De Meer Stadion. AZ host Tottenham Hotspur in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the AZ Stadion. The 19,478 capacity stadium is known commercially as the RFRS Stadion, named for a Dutch software company. It originally opened back in August 2006. AS Roma host Athletic Club in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Stadio Olimpico. 70,634 can fit inside the Olimpico in its current iteration, a venue with history that includes 2 European Championship finals, 4 European Cup finals, the 1960 Olympic Games and the 1990 FIFA World Cup final. Fenerbahce host Rangers in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Sukru Sarakoglu Stadium. One of Turkey's giants, holding 47,430, the site dates back to 1908, taking its most recent look after renovation work between 1999 and 2006. Not long after, it held the last UEFA Cup final between Shakhtar Donetsk and Estal Verde Bremen. FCSB host Olympique Lyonnais in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Arena Națională. Romania's largest stadium holds 55,634. It has served as the home for the Romanian national team since opening in September 2011, as a home for FCSB since 2015, and as a temporary home for Rapid Bucuresti between 2021 and 2022. Real Sociedad host Manchester United in the first leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at Anoeta. With a capacity of around 39,500, Anoeta lies within the Anoeta Sports Complex, originally a stadium which opened in 1993 with an athletics track. Its football-specific configuration came to be in the late 2010s. Real Betis host Vitória de Guimarães in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Estadio Benito Villamarín. Holding 60,721, it's the largest stadium in the city of Seville, originally built for the Ibero-American Exposition of 1929 and then known as the Estadio de la Exposición. Jagiellonia Białystok hosts Cercle Brugge in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Stadion Miejski i Białegostoku. Jagiellonia's 22,432 capacity home is also known in English as the Białystok Municipal Stadium or the Jagiellonia Białystok Stadium. NK Celje host SC Lugano in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Stadion Zedzela. Nowadays holding up to 13,059, it began life back in September 2003 with just a single 3,600 capacity stand. Its modern configuration came into being in 2008. Panathinaikos hosts Fiorentina in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Athens Olympic Stadium. Greece's largest sports venue holds 75,000 in total, usually regulated at 69,618. The main stadium for the 2004 Summer Olympic and Paralympic Games, it is named for Spiros Louis, the first modern Olympic marathon gold medalist. FC Copenhagen hosts Chelsea in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at Parken. Denmark's national stadium holds up to 38,190 for football matches, gaining pedigree from notable fixtures including the 1994 European Cup Winners' Cup final, the 2000 UEFA Cup final, and 4 total matches at UEFA Euro 2020. Molde hosts Legia Warsaw in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Aker Stadion. 11,249 is the maximum capacity of this scenic ground, usually known as Molde Stadion for UEFA competitions. It opened in April 1998 as a modern successor to Molde Idretts Park. Pathos FC hosts Djurgårdens IF in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Limassol Stadium. This 11,000 capacity modern build is known as the Alpha Mega Stadium through sponsorship. It's the natural home for Apollon Limassol, AEL Limassol and Aris Limassol, being used by Pathos the European Games as their own Stelios Kyriakidis Stadium doesn't meet UEFA requirements. Borat Banja Luka host SK Rapid Wien in the first leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Gradski Stadion Banja Luka. The Banja Luka City Stadium has been used by Borat since September 1937, holding 10,030 as of its most recent iteration. Liverpool host Paris Saint-Germain in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at Anfield. Holding 61,276 after its latest renovation work, England's 5th biggest football stadium dates back to 1884, infamously an original home to city rivals Everton until 1892. Aston Villa host Club Brugge in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at Villa Park. the largest stadium in England's Midlands, holding 42,785. It opened back in 1897 as the Aston Lower Grounds on land that was once part of the historic Aston Hall. Atlético de Madrid host Real Madrid in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Estadio Metropolitano. This 70,692 capacity stadium is Atlético's successor to the Estadio Vicente Calderón, the late 2010s rebuild of an athletic stadium originally built in the early 1990s. Arsenal host PSV in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Emirates Stadium. 60,704 is the capacity of Arsenal's modern home, the successor to the Arsenal Stadium, otherwise known as Highbury, where they were based between 1913 and 2006. FC Barcelona host Benfica in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Estadi Olímpic Lluís Companys. This 55,926 capacity stadium on Montjuic Hill dates back to 1929, used for an international exposition and later the 1992 Summer Olympics and Paralympic Games. It has been Barcelona's temporary home since 2023 as they undergo major renovation work on the historic Camp Nou. Lille OSC host Borussia Dortmund in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Stade Pierre-Mauroy. France's fourth largest football stadium is in Villeneuve-d'Ascq, holding 50,186. The stadium's traditional name came into use soon after opening, named for the late Pierre Mauroy, former mayor of Lille and Prime Minister of France. Bayer 04 Leverkusen host Bayern Munich in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Bayer Arena. Nowadays holding 30,210, it opened back in August 1958 as the Ulrich Haberland Stadion, named for a former chairman of Leverkusen's founders, Bayer. It has taken its current look following a reconstruction in the late 2000s. Inter hosts Feyenoord in the second leg of their UEFA Champions League tie at the Stadio Giuseppe Meazza. Italy's largest stadium is otherwise known to people as San Siro, holding a maximum of 80,018 and usually regulated at 75,817. The San Siro name is better associated with co-tenants Milan, whilst Inter favour the Giuseppe Meazza name, dedicated to the local club legend who twice won the FIFA World Cup. Lazio hosts Victoria Pilsen in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Stadio Olimpico. In use for a second consecutive Europa League week, the Olimpico opened as the Stadio dei Cipressi, becoming known as the Stadio dei Centomila between 1953 and 1960, a reference to its then 100,000 capacity. Olympiacos host Burdar Glimt in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Georgios Karaiskakis Stadium. The Piraeus ground holds around 33,000, named for Georgios Karaiskakis, who was a national hero during the Greek War of Independence. Eintracht Frankfurt host Ajax in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Waldstadion. Currently known through sponsorship as Deutsche Bank Park, this 58,000 capacity giant takes its traditional name from the surrounding forest, dating back to 1925. Tottenham Hotspur host RZ in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs' modern home opened as the eventual successor to White Hart Lane in April 2019, able to hold 62,850. Athletic Club host AS Roma in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at San Mamés Stadium. The 53,331 capacity home of Athletic Club is the modern successor to the original San Mamés, in use between 1913 and 2013. Its name comes from a local church, itself named for an early Christian. Rangers host Fenerbahce in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at Ibrox Stadium. The third largest football stadium in both Glasgow and Scotland, holding 51,700. Ibrox takes its name from the suburb of Glasgow it sits within, known as Ibrox Park from opening in 1899 and up until 1997. Olympique Lyonnais host SCSB in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at Parc Olympique Lyonnais. This 59,186 capacity stadium is otherwise known as the Groupama Stadium through sponsorship. It opened in January 2016, providing Lyon with a successor to the Stade de Guerlain, where they had been since 1950. Manchester United host Real Sociedad in the second leg of their UEFA Europa League tie at Old Trafford. It's the largest club-specific football stadium in both England and the entire United Kingdom, holding 74,310. It takes its name from the area of Greater Manchester that it sits within, opening back in February 1910. Vitória de Guimarães hosts Real Betis in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Estadio Dom Afonso Henriques. Vitória's 30,029 capacity home is named for the first king of Portugal, a man also native to Guimarães. It's held its modern look since 2003, a renovation done in preparation for UEFA Euro 2004. Cercle Brugge hosts Jagiellonian Białystok in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Jan Breydel Stadion. Shared with city rivals Club Brugge, it was originally known as the Olympiastadion between its opening in 1975 and its renovation in the late 1990s. SC Lugano host NK Celje in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Arena Thun. The 10,000 capacity stadium is better known through sponsorship as Stockholm Arena, opening back in July 2011. It's the natural home of SC Thun and being used by Lugano for the European Games as their own Stadio di Cornaredo is undergoing renovation work. Fiorentina host Panathinaikos in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Stadio Artemio Franchi. Holding 43,147, the Stadio Comunale, as it was originally known, opened in September 1931. Its modern name comes from the late Italian football administrator, president of UEFA between 1973 and 1983. Chelsea host SC Copenhagen in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at Stamford Bridge. The 40,173 capacity home of the Blues gets its name from the Old English word Samstedesbrygge, the bridge at the Sandy Ford. It opened in 1877 as an athletic stadium, becoming a football-focused ground in 1905. Legia Warsaw hosts Molde in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at Stadion Wojska Polskiego. The Polish Army Stadium is officially known as Stadion Legii Warszawa im Marszałka Józefa Piłsudskiego, the Marshal Józef Piłsudski Legia Warsaw Stadium. It holds 31,013 people. Djurgårdens IF host Pathos SC in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at Stockholm's Arenan. This retractable roof stadium in Stockholm Globe City holds between 30,000 and 35,000 people, known through sponsorship as 3 Arena. It's a ground which opened in 2013, jointly shared by rivals Djurgårdens IF and Hammarby IF. SK Rapid Wien hosts Borat Banja Luka in the second leg of their UEFA Conference League tie at the Wesh Stadion. Better known through its sponsorship name Allianz Stadion, Rapid's modern home opened in the Hütteldorf neighbourhood of Vienna in July 2016. The 28,600 capacity stadium is built on the site of Rapid's former home, the Gerhard Hanapi Stadion. The first legs of the round of 16 ties are scheduled to take place between Tuesday the 4th and Thursday the 6th of March 2025, with the second leg scheduled to take place between Tuesday the 11th and Thursday the 13th of March 2025. We're in standard knockout mode from here, 24 total ties, 8 in each competition. The 3 sets of winners continue to form the already organised quarter-final lineup. The respective paths to Munich, Bilbao and Wrocław have become clearer. 46 total stadiums feature in this video. Have you had the chance to experience any of them before? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the Matchday Man for more stadium and European football content across this season. I'll see you then.